Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Blingo back here with another video. I hope y'all all been living y'all truth. Now, listen, um, today we're gonna react to this video that Academics he's talking about. Like, he thinks that all the media people during the Drake and Kendrick beef, if you were on Kendrick's side about a lot of things, that you were trying to form a alliance together to take him out of the top spot, which I really don't agree with at all. I don't think that's what anybody was doing. You know what I mean? I'm new to it, so I'm just getting in it really. But I've been watching for a long time, and I just don't think that's what it is. There's also some things he said about the clips in here that I would love to talk about, because there's a lot of people, or a fair amount of people in my comments, that's saying that Drake, I mean, Academics wasn't hating on the clips, and I still stand on that he was. But let's check out what Academics had to say.
The real people who do this shit with bars. The truth of the matter is, all of those guys are just like me. It's not like us no more. You're just like me. The more people try to make it seem like they're very different from someone else, you usually find out they're exactly the same. This last year, it's been nothing. It's been this. They've been trying to make it seem like it's good versus evil, real hip hop versus fake hip hop and non hip hop. But in reality, it was an attempted coup. That's all it's been. It was an attempted coup. Rap media has been established for a while. All of these entities have been established for a while. And the only person who had even nearly a possibility of maybe overthrowing somebody was Kendrick Lamar, maybe possibly had a chance at overthrowing Drake. But the other people in these middle order peoples and everybody else who's contributed to the narrative, they've acted like, no, they're just on the side of wholesomeness and fighting for the good fight. In reality, they have been tired that their voices haven't been heard. And this was the best chance for them to try to overthrow people like me.
Now, I don't think that's true at all. To me, it sounds like he's talking about somebody who's more specific. Like he's talking about a specific person or a specific few people. He's not going to say their names, of course, but no, I don't think everybody was trying to bind together to get you. I think even if the people who've been doing this for a while and their voice haven't been heard, if you in the media or you trying to build something, you ain't gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna stop, and then this big war is going on between Kendrick and Drake. They're still gonna keep talking about it, even if they wasn't being heard before. Well, maybe this is the time for them to be heard. That's it. They're not trying to outdo you or take you out or nothing. I think he probably feels like that at some points because they disagree on your strong bias stance. They just disagree on that stance that you have, that you feel like they're trying to take you out. But no, they could feel the same way about you. But let's keep going.
People like anybody else who agreed, or maybe like Drake. The point is this: they're not doing nothing different than me. The same people who sat here and be like, you know what, they'll criticize me for maybe covering the most popular stuff. Because listen, I'm unapologetic with it. If nobody want to listen to your shit, I won't be the first to listen to it. You don't got to worry. I'm going to tell you. But there's these other guys that they act like, oh no, I'm really locked in with this shit. Again, there's no more not like us. You're just like me. We're going to cover what's hot. We're going to cover what's hot. That's just what it is.
And I do agree with him right there. I agree with him right there. Even though he's kind of like, I think he kind of contradicts himself a little bit with that statement that he's saying right now, but he's right. We're going to cover what's hot. I had a couple people in my comments come in and say, "Hey, you talk about Drake, but you're still trying to get views off of him. Like, that's just stupid. I'm sorry, guys. That's just stupid to say." And then on top of that, that person also was a media person. Like, he's, trying to get into the media too. But the truth is, we're going to talk about whatever is hot. Like, and I'm going to be honest, sometimes it gets exhausting. Like, it's a little exhausting. I started to get a little exhausted talking about Drake so much. But every time I went into, just doing my regular research or whatever, he was always in there. He's always in there doing something. It's not like people are just talking. It's just, it's either somebody is like Akademiks is talking really crazy about Kendrick on behalf of Drake, or somebody like Maul is doing it, or it's just Drake that's doing something. Like, he was always doing something around that time, and it was crazy. The suing and this, then you're walking out with the bullet hole. It was just it was a lot, bro. It was a lot. And it's just, we're gonna cover, because we're just gonna cover it. Like, if you don't like that, then I don't know what to tell you, but we're gonna cover it. We gotta cover everything. The only thing that makes me, I would say I'm a little different, is because I'm really not biased at all. I'm not biased at all. But let's keep it going.
We're going to cover what's demanded by the public. Mm-hmm. It's not about this holistic, wholesome, altruistic version of let's find the greatest music, because those guys ain't doing it too. And this is what I did say about the rap battle. Even the idea with Kendrick and Drake. The idea that Drake or Kendrick is so much different from Drake is nonsense. It's not, oh, you're not like us. It's like, you're just like me. Kendrick is just like Drake. He wants to be number one. All these media niggas or whatever.
Okay, yeah, he wants to be number one, but that don't mean he's just like Drake. But go ahead, I want to see where he's going with this.
They just want to be number one. They want to have the biggest platform. They try to soapbox to make it seem like they're better, but when given the opportunity, they do the same shit. Didn't Kendrick say he want to watch the party die? Then he went and go do a couple songs with niggas who supposedly slapped their girl, niggas he's the same person. Like, there's no moral high horse here. Like, it's not like us. He's just like Drake.
I wouldn't go that far and say he's just like Drake. When he says not like us, he don't mean that though. He just means like the stuff that Drake do, like suing, like jumping on the records with, I don't know, this is allegedly, but he'll jump on a record with somebody that's come up and coming, and then take all the publishing for it. Like, yo, I'll give you a verse, but I own the song. Like, so they don't get paid off the record. You know what I'm saying? Even though he did blow it up, but they don't get paid off the record. That's alleged. I don't know if that's 100% true, but they say that's what happened with Fetty Wap. They said that's what happened with Black Boy JB. He do stuff like that. That's really not for the culture. You know what I'm saying? That's robbing the culture. And then getting into rap battles and suing, that's robbing the culture. Or acting like you're the best rapper and stuff, but you got like a bunch of writers. That's robbing the culture. You're just eating off of us, but you're not really in it. And I'm gonna say anymore, because I do believe that he was in it at one point. I just think that he's not in it anymore. I think he got in the industry, started making some money, and tried to find the easy way out of everything. Try to get money every way he could, but not caring about the people or the culture. That's why Kendrick is saying not like us. And there's a lot of things to back that up, right? We could agree. But let's keep going.
He's saying that the predators move in flocks, and then I seen Kendrick go hang around a flock of predators. Come on. The point isn't to be this like perfect person. The point is to be number one. And that's what I think we all kind of realize. And
I don't know what flock of predators did Kendrick. Y'all gotta let me know in the comments with that one. Like, I'm saying like that's dead for sure. That's a flock of predators, not just no rumors and nothing. Like, no alleged. Like, who was the predators that Kendrick was hanging out with?
It's a little bit old now, so you know what I mean. Again, I've said before. I said on my Instagram live when I was on vacation. I said, "Yo, this year was like the haters' ball. It was the player haters' ball for all the losers." the historic losers in hip hop. This was their year, right? And the last year was them rebelling and actually them gaining, like, in all these situations, they only had traction by trying to find everybody that hated the person they were trying to go against, not by genuinely having people invested in them. And that type of shit just doesn't last. You get what I'm saying? And that's not.
Now that could be kind of true, but I don't think that's true. I don't think they didn't go in there with people didn't come in here talking about this Drake and Kendrick battle with that as their intent. Like they didn't come in here like that. If this is their time to shine, this is their time to shine. This is what they want to talk about. It's not the super hip hop thing versus this non-hip hop thing. I don't even know where he really getting that from.
Necessarily going against Kendrick, right? Because Kendrick does have a good audience. But like, even when I saw like even the media niggas trying like, almost like, I don't know what they were trying to do. It was like all the niggas I didn't like. You know what I mean? They were like, like, yo, let's do a fusion dance. You know what I mean? Again, I think
a lot of people don't like your act. Like, a lot of people don't like act. And I think they didn't like act before this, and I think they didn't like act after this. They just don't. You have a fair amount of enemies in media. Let's keep it real. And that's not because of Drake and Kendrick. So stop.
I think we're getting back to a time in hip hop where one thing I'll say about the Travis Scott, I listened to a couple songs. Travis Scott is not going to roll out his album by telling us what he doesn't like about Pusha T's mustache. He doesn't give a fuck. He's not going to roll out his album by saying, yo, Kanye stole Stormy's little toy soldier or something, or it's toy Barbie or something. Nobody gives a damn. He's going to give us his life. He's not here complaining. He's not here trying to be a hater. He's just trying to be him.
But that's not being a hater. Even if he did come out and he wanted to talk about everything, that's what hip hop is built on. We're supposed to be talking about our experiences. That's what we do in hip hop. That's how it's always been from the beginning. That's why you see this is with the Not Like Us and all that type of stuff. It all kind of ties into this. And you know what's kind of crazy? That the whole Nas, during the Nas era, when he said hip hop was dead, that also ties in with this. It's not all about getting money. Like, the new artist is all about getting the money. That's it. They get your money. But yo, hip hop is dead. That's what Nas was saying. So Travis Scott will come in, drop an album, drop a song, drop a whole album, whatever. It does good numbers, whatever. But we don't really know nothing about Travis Scott. What do we know about Travis Scott? Like, honestly, I don't think I know who he is. I just know that I love some of his albums. I love the one with Don't You Open Up the Window, that one with the doll and stuff where he had the action figure in the front. I bought that album. I think that was the last physical album that I bought. And I loved it, you know what I'm saying? But I don't really know who Travis Scott is. I don't know. That's why you're supposed to go do interviews. You're supposed to build that real connection with your fans. You should. And everybody in the comments said, oh, Clips just did an interview and they just did this. They just did that, whatever. They tried to like play what I was trying to say. When you build a connection with your fans like that, it makes them want to support you. And plus, it's just interesting. You could go back to Michael Jackson and look up like where he was at, how he was thinking when he made these songs, when he made certain songs, when he made certain albums. Just backstory. That's important. That's important in music, like, to me. But it's just different generation now. It's like, yo, just put the music out and that's it. No, I promise you, if Travis Scott was to come out and do interviews and do all this stuff and talk about his music, talk about his life, I bet you he'll sell more records. And he already sells a lot of records, but he will sell a lot more if he went out and talked. But people don't understand that.
Last year has been the player haters ball, and it's not out of any place of somebody's better than somebody or they have better morals, because at the end of the day, I'll see Kendrick stand on stage and proudly rap the Predators moving flocks and this, and third, and you're a horrible guy, you should die. And he daps up Dr. Dre and have Dr. Dre says, psst, I see dead people. You can't listen to these guys, man. These niggas just want to be number one, man. It's a business. And I think it's self-evident at this point. I mean, I've always known it, so I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. You get what I'm saying? I just know the year is over. Like we're starting to reverberate to an equilibrium of, hey, if you want to be the best, you need to be the best, not hate on the best, hoping they fall, so by default, you become the best. And that's what this last year has been.
I don't think that's not true either. That's not true either. People are just getting their time. Let them just get their time. Nobody's thinking about like, yo, I'm trying to be the best and form this. No, it's not that. And then on top of that, the thing about Act is he's talking like Kendrick is being a hypocrite, but Akademiks, you are being a hypocrite. You are a hypocrite a lot because you're talking about like you're basically saying be fair. Be fair and be honest with yourself and be honest with the things that you believe in. But you're like biased too. Like you're biased. You're not gonna give Drake the same treatment that you give other artists. You're not gonna do that. So what is you talking about? You know, like what are we really saying here? You're basically saying you're telling me that Kendrick is he's gonna step on Drake for doing this, but he's gonna be cool with Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? But you doing the same thing. It's like you're not being fair, honest with nobody either. Like you'll step on Clips and all these other artists about bundles and all that, but you ain't gonna step on Drake about it. You get what I mean? It's the same thing. Stop acting. The problem is they're acting like Kendrick is like this, like he's like this almighty being that can do nothing wrong and can do everything is perfect about him and everything. Like, no, bro, he got friends and people who did bad things too. You know what I mean? That don't mean you're gonna hate them. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean you're gonna hate them. Come on.
You know what I mean? You had YouTubers I never even knew existed. You had some of these little waste dudes like this, like, yo, shit. Every minute they're making a video about me. They're like, yo, we're taking a spot. Brother.
I'm making a video about you right now, but I'm not taking your spot. And then you know what else is kind of crazy? I actually agree with you in some of this video. You know what I'm saying? But I'm different. I don't know. There might be some people who don't agree with nothing you say.
You can't erase 15 years of work. Okay, maybe he didn't win a rap battle, but you can't erase 15 years of catalog and great music and how he impacted people's lives.
Nobody's saying that though. Nobody said, I don't think nobody ever said, yo, your music sucked. Nobody ever said nothing like that, bro. It just, bro, it's hard to listen to his music the same because you know we don't know if it came from his experiences. That's it. Music is what you feel, no matter what you want to cut, slice it, cut it, it's how you want to cut it, how you want to slice it. Music is what you feel, and it feels good when you listen to a song and that your favorite artist was going through what you was going through when he made that song or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like a connection that I can't explain. But that type of stuff is lost. That kind of stuff is lost in the music. Drake didn't even, like, we don't know what he wrote no more. So it's bad.
You know, again, the player haters ball, I think, has come to an end, and good riddance, if you ask me. You get what I'm saying? I'm not hating on Kendrick. That wasn't a Kendrick thing. Bro, Pusha T promoted his album on hate.
Not true.
Yo, Pusha T, like, you know why Pusha T's album was so, like, interesting to me? How the hell you mad at so many people, nigga? How the hell did you take this? Like, you ever
I got a lot to say about this part, but let's let him go.
you ever been mad at somebody and then you ain't see him in like a month and you run into him and you just dab it up with him and you're like, man, I forgot why I was mad. It takes a certain type of skill for you to remember why you mad at a nigga for some shit that happened over a year ago. That's what Pusha T's album was about. Well, not the whole thing, but like when he's doing these interviews and now finally speaking, that don't look fake to y'all? No. So you bottled up all these emotions to tell us in an interview or mention on the album A year ago? Really, nigga?
Now, this is big for me right now. I'm probably gonna have to clip this up because a lot of people was kind of saying similar stuff like this in my comments in my last video about the clip selling 113,000 copies, right? Let's take the Travis Scott thing, right? Remember, Travis Scott walked in while they were recording for this album. And all this stuff happened while they were in recording for this album. So if he made a song after or around that time dissing Travis Scott, he was recording that during this album session, during the sessions of this album. So you can't sit there and say, oh, he bottled it up and he's bringing it out. No, he made a song about it. People heard the song. They listened, they asked him about the song and he explained it. So now we know where he was at when he made that diss record. And it makes sense. It makes sense. Same with the whole thing with the Drake, the UMG lawsuit and how they didn't want Kendrick and Pusha T on the same record. Two guys who bodied Drake, they didn't want them on the same record because he was in the lawsuit. That's part of their story of making this album. It's not that this really happened. This really happened. What do you mean? It's not like they making this up just to sell records. This really happened. This stuff is really happening. So I don't understand what is the problem. But that makes the album more interesting because you're sharing. And then they got the song about their parents that passed away. All that stuff makes the album more interesting. That makes you want to go out and buy it. It makes it, honestly, that kind of stuff makes it a classic too. Not saying it's a classic yet, but that stuff makes the album. We don't get that kind of stuff anymore. All you guys that was in my comments saying, they just went and said a couple interviews, built their whole thing off of beef, and they did. No, they didn't. They told their story and they talked about situations that was happening while they were making this album. They didn't bottle it up for a year. They didn't do all that stuff. They were recording and saying the stuff that they felt while they were making this album. And that's it. That's why it's important for you to go and hit the pavement and do your interviews, do all your marketing, and talk about the albums. That kind of stuff makes the album more special. It gives it more replay value. It gives it more everything because Travis Scott really did him wrong. That's what made him make this song. Oh man, this song almost didn't happen because of the lawsuit. Oh man, it's just they cried during making this session. I mean, during recording this song. It's something like that we need to bring that back in hip hop. We need to bring that back. Or in music in general. If you could go back to, I know this video is going on long, but you could go back to like Michael Jackson. His whole album Thriller is like a documentary in itself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like where he was at. Everything is like kind of like documented. Where he was at, what he was thinking when he made this album, what they did when they made this song, what was happening. Like that stuff is special. I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. What got me really intrigued into that type of stuff was with Illmatic. When I first heard Illmatic, and I was old, the Illmatic was old, like very old when I first heard it. Spent the whole night reading articles and articles and articles, Wikipedia of that album. This made me love it even more. You know what I mean? Like maybe songs after song, like break down the way he act. Like before, if y'all go on Rap Genius and y'all look up lyrics and stuff for albums, then you should understand what I'm talking about. You just acting like you don't. And I know a lot of y'all be on Genius. So just stop, bro. It's not, when you go and you do stuff like that, you're gonna boost your sales. You're gonna boost your sales. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But I'm gonna end the video right there. All the people that was in my comments talking about they don't understand, I hope you got a better understanding of what that means to do press for your album and market your album, because it's really not that hard to understand. But I'm gonna end the video here. I'll see you at the next video. And like, comment, subscribe. Shop veryveryclothing.net. I'm out to the next video. Peace.